we'll start with the latest news headlines we have, and straight away, repair works on the Aburi Mountain Road has stalled following failure of the contractor CST Limited to reach its target of 5 months set by the Ghana Highway Authority to complete works on the fallen rocks. 1 year after its closure, the southbound lane of the Aburi Mountain Road remains closed to motorists, resulting in heavy traffic and deterioration of the Aburi-bound carriageway. Well, last year, the Ghana Highway Authority announced the closure of the road for a 5-month period starting June 22 to November 19 to allow the contractor stabilize the slope and also halt the fall of rocks. But like many other projects in Ghana, the job is far from completion. And JoyNews Favor Nunu has more in the following report.
The Accra-bound carriageway of the Aburi Mountain has remained closed for almost a year now. Following from the evidence that was gathered with respect to the Rockfalls, a decision was taken to close the roads here. Since its closure, the traffic situation here on the Aburi Mountains continues to become terrible, as residents say the closure of the road, spanning close to a year, continues to affect productivity.
Actually, it's affecting us. A lot of traffic during holidays and weekends. You'll be in a line for almost 2 to 3 hours before using a place of, let's say, 5 minutes. You stay in a queue for a very long time. Wow. So it's affecting us a lot.
I don't know, it doesn't make sense. The contractor started working nicely. Sadly, they just hold the work and things are getting tough.
When was the last time you saw works on the road itself?
Getting to 5 months now, I don't see any contractor on the road or they are doing anything on the road that I've seen it.
We're here on the carriageway that has been closed to observe exactly what the situation is. Workers from this end have actually stopped working. They maintain equipments that were used in the construction and in the establishing of these hexagonal mesh over the mountain have bbeen destroyed. We're seeing rockfall still happening now. You would find that the rocks that are falling are in volumes that the wire mesh itself cannot easily contain, and therefore it's built up down here as it looks pregnant. If this continues, the challenge may be that the cables that hold it and the screws that have been fixed firmly into the ground, allowing it to be firm, may uproot, and then all of this pours down back on the road. Residents are calling for a different technology maybe to be applied in dealing with this situation of rockfalls.
The rocks are still falling. Okay. They've put in the wire mesh, but still the rocks are falling. I do construction, so I know a little bit about construction. I thought they are coming to do it as like steps. When they do it step, they concrete the down, it goes. The rocks will not fall. But the pressure that the rod comes, no matter what the mesh, it will come down because they hook it at the top. When the hook is off, the rock will surely come.
Every point of holding it's a net in what they are saying. Time will come out. It's only started by a big.
The Aburi Mountains contains water, so the rocks will continue to fall as long as it rains. The wire mesh technology deployed to prevent the rocks from falling will not work. Government should rather expand the road and leave some distance on the side of the mountain.
Due to the closure of the roads, which has spanned over a year now, gaping holes are already developing on the Aburi-bound carriageway as a result of its excessive use by motorists.
Because of the closure of the other side, this side is receiving more pressure. And you know, more cars supplies the road. So some parts of the road, the first, as for the blinder, is removing gradually. If you go through the mountains, you see some portions of it.
Nowadays, there are potholes on the road. I think because they've closed one side of the road, maybe the bearing capacity that the contractor calculated before constructing the other side. Now the both sides are using the same side, so it's carrying more load. That maybe that is not the way they calculated it.
According to some drivers who spoke to JoyNews, the narrow nature of the road presents to them a death trap.
The fear is maybe there's a huge truck coming from you, but it carries load coming. The other side have already closed. So if you are coming to, you have to curve to some place before getting it. So if your brake or something is disturbing you, if you are coming, it gives us fear a lot. It's very dangerous. And the cars too from Koforidia and Aburi Tortos and those trucks are passing the road. It's a one-way, so it used to disturb us a lot.
Meanwhile, filth is also building up on the shoulders of the road as holiday revelers leave the remains of their food and unwanted material on the streets. JoyNews contacted the contractors for the project, CST Limited, but they declined to comment on why work had exceeded the duration given by the Highway Authority. From the Accra-bound carriageway of the Aburi Mountains, my name is Favor Nunu, reporting for JoyNews.
Workers of the Pantan Psychiatric Hospital are beginning series of industrial action starting today, Monday, to protest the takeover of their lands by some private developers. And as part of the actions, they will withdraw services to mental health patients and stay away from the facility until government takes action on their concerns. JoyNews' Joseph Akablé spent some time at the hospital and has come through with this report.
It's 3 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, and I am at the Pantan General Hospital. All is calm. Patients are in different parts of the facility receiving treatment. They don't seem aware of the fate that will befall them in the coming week. A decision by staff to lay their tools in protest of encroachment on their lands. I engaged Alvise Kwamwa, a member of the senior staff.
The situation is having to do with the frontage of the hospital, Pantan Hospital, being encroached upon by private developers. And it's worrying because it will significantly impact negatively on our operations.
We understand you intend to commence on some series of actions coming week. Tell us about that.
Yes, so beginning from Monday, we are on a sit-down strike. We will come to work, but we will not be working. We'll just be in our offices. If by Tuesday the situation is resolved, fine, we will return to work. If it is not, by Wednesday we would have a demonstration and we will stay out of work until the situation is resolved.
If you talk about coming to work or not working, does that mean that patients who need to be attended to by staff, that will not be done?
Of course, it takes staff to attend to patients. So if staff are not working, then patients are not attended to.
There are some who ask that what is the correlation between demonstrating over encroachment of your lands and abandoning your work at the workplace? Clearly, where you are working has not been encroached upon.
Look, clearly, what is going on, if unchecked, very soon there will be no Pantan Hospital for any patient to even be given care. And so we are even doing this in the interest of our patients.
And if you say you want it resolved, what are you looking at? What tangibles are you looking forward to end this action?
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing that the developments in front on the hospital frontage is halted. We are looking to see that the entire frontage of the hospital would not have any unauthorized structures there. Look at Kolebu Teaching Hospital, look at 37 Military Hospital, look at Rich Hospital. None of these hospitals I've mentioned are having to share boundaries with businesses and private residences. So that's what we are calling for, same for Pantan Hospital.
We take a drive to see for ourselves the parts of the lands encroached upon. The land size is about 364 acres. We start from the main junction of the Medina Adenta stretch. I spot a two-story building about 35% away from completion. Close by are many other structures, some temporary, others permanent. Interestingly, some are completed with their owners taking residence. One of such is on the eastern side of the hospital, two-story studio apartments for rent. Clearly, the impasse needs to be resolved immediately. What is clear is that the hospital will be in the news in the coming week. For JoyNews, Joseph Akablé, Ward 11, Pantan Hospital.
Chairman of the Ghana Diasporan Homecoming Committee says Ghanaians living abroad are committed to partnering the Akufo-Addo-led administration to establish businesses in Ghana. Speaking to JoyNews, Latif Idris, after a 4-day homecoming summit at the Accra International Conference Center here in Accra, Alex Dade assured that the diasporan community will play a vital role in job creation, which is expected to boost Ghana's economy.
The diasporan movement believe in coming home, not to do government jobs. They want to come home. They've got expertise that they've acquired outside, capital that they've acquired. So what they want to do is to bring that home. They don't want to bring that home to government. They want to bring that home and set up in the private sector to help with the socio-economic development, not only for an MPP government, but for the country.
As a chair of this committee, would you say the group is going to focus on government's flagship program of one district, one factory? Is that on the table?
Yeah, we are. But what we've done as well, which I'm proud to say that this initiative, even though it's a government initiative, has been private sector led. It has been fully funded by the private sector. As you can see, we have had corporate sponsors, because not only do we want to engage in government policies, government projects, we want to engage the private sector. We want to go into partnership with the private sector. So it's a partnership between ourselves and government, and also the private sector. So it's not only government initiatives like one district, one factory. We've engaged. We had the AGI here. We've got a lot of companies, Ecom, a few companies who have sponsored this. They have sponsored it because they want to engage the diasporans. Some of them have benefited from the diasporans, like remittance of money. I spoke to one company, Imperial Homes. 60% of their homes are bought by diasporans. So a lot of companies have also, private companies have their businesses are formed around diasporans. So we want to engage them, not only government. I think government cannot take in that many diasporans anyway.
Diasporan. I have to be diasporan, don't you think so? But that'll be it for the latest news we have. We'll have a lot more news. We'll be looking at the newspapers and looking at the stories also displayed on the various online portals. Of course, we'll have to look at myjoyonline.com.